Hey, Virgo, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your July 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Virgo, we have detoxing here. So some of you may be going through either a team, family, or a situation where there is drama. Okay, I mean, we can't put it any lighter than that. There's some sort of drama around you in a situation, but I see July is going to be a big month for overcoming the obstacles here. Now, this could even be health. Okay, some of you it's health related. Someone could be suffering from maybe a mental illness. This could be a physical, emotional situation here for you. This may also have to do with adversity. And because you have the teamwork here, I feel if you've maybe lost a job or if you've dealt with disgruntled. Okay, some of you may have dealt with employees where they were disgruntled in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, 9 of Wands. It's like you feel pressured. You feel like you're put up against a wall that you don't want to be up against. You're making decisions this month, or decisions externally are being made that get you up out of something that just doesn't feel good. 9s are about completions. They're about, finishing up a cycle. And the 9 of Wands is the card of the wounded warrior. If you've been dealing with some societal pressure or pressure amongst family or some sort of adversity, I mean, you have the King of Wands, you're setting yourself free. This is the shaper. You are the shaper here with the King of Wands of your destiny. Okay, and that's important to remember as you move forward. This is a very independent energy, very active, very passionate, very goal-oriented. So I feel like you're putting yourself in the right seat, right? The right seat. So for some of you, it required you to leave behind or walk away from a job or a relationship or a situation. Even if you were forced to walk away, maybe someone rejected you or someone left you behind. Oh, that's what it is. Some of you dealt with a Queen of Swords in reverse and it left you hanging. Someone either ghosted you, they completely cut you out, or maybe you did this to someone else. But look what's showing up here is a restored balance, restored sense of balance. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Swords in reverse. Oof, this is major conflict. When the King and the Queen of Swords show up in reverse, they are not great communicators. They're not a couple or a partnership that is able to communicate or work effectively together. And that's what you are releasing. And there's the death energy, or at least some sort of rough patch that you've gone through. But what I do feel for you now is you are reinventing yourself from the inside out. And for those of you that have gone through an ending, could be jobs. It could be a job that's ended. I do see, or a relationship, because we have separation, maybe due to third party here. But I also see that you're not going to be left out in the cold for long. You are moving on. You know your worth. You are ready to put yourself in the game again, whatever that may mean. And look at, you have very soon showing up. Bottom of the deck, letting go of controlling behaviors, control issues. This can also be letting go of old painful memories. Bottom of the deck, you have memories. There is something tied to romance here. It could even be, a romantic relationship that you at one point were involved in. It could be how you seen romance displayed growing up. It could even be some childhood dreams about your happily ever after. And I feel like that has been an issue. There is something here about family restructuring or family dynamics being a part of it. I mean, the teamwork can be chosen family. It can be connecting with like minds. It could be shared journeys. And then you have the ocean as your archetype. So let's dive in here, Virgo. I feel like this is going to be a very enlightening, intense reading, but we have the detox card as your key theme, one of them for the month of July. This is about, it says eliminate toxicity, but the word that spirit was showing me in my mind's eye, or actually not just in my mind's eye, the word eliminate was being replaced. And what I actually was reading was illuminating. Something is being illuminated to you. So for those of you that felt like you were in a dark period or a shadow period, I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel. This may have to do with your health. If you were undergoing some health changes, if you were in a toxic environment, this is you getting back to a place of healthy body, healthy mind, healthy heart, healthy emotions. You're withdrawing from drama. You're withdrawing from, could be foods, it could be limiting beliefs or behaviors that hold you back from moving forward. That's why we have the Eight of Cups here. This is my Eat, Pray, Love card. And for those of you who are wanting a more enriching experience of the heart, it does require you to let go of certain things, right? Certain relationships. It could even be certain foods that affect your heart. There's something here with blood pressure. I'm getting diabetes as well. I'm hearing the name Daniel or Danielle. So maybe it's Danielle or Daniel. Take that as it resonates. Or it could be in a different, there could be a twist on the name, the original name, Danielle or Dawn. I also see someone maybe releasing, you have the word releasing the need to control an outcome. It's almost like surrender. Full surrender is what is required. And I feel like you're not allowing yourself to feel like you're walking on eggshells or you're backed into a corner any longer. It's like the fight is over. Okay, the fight is over. And even though we do have conflict showing up, it says solutions. It says overcoming those obstacles. It's taking a look at some of the triggers, maybe even some foods that trigger, certain health issues in the body, digestive issues. This could be allergies as well as certain foods that inflame your nervous system or inflame, parts of your body. I'm getting inflammation in the body. Okay. I also see here that some of you, your adrenals may feel fatigued, right? You may have or suffer from adrenal fatigue syndrome. When we are constantly in a state of fight or flight, which look at this Nine of Wands. I mean, she looks like she's in fight or flight, but she's wore down, right? She's wore down. Where some of you, there's a very low energy, low vitality. And I feel like July is a month where you're opening yourself up to change. So when Virgo season hits, which is right around the corner, August energy, I feel like you are ready for new beginning. It's like you're ready. And I feel like you are now. Some of you are saying, Melissa, I've been ready. But because we have memories showing up, there's still a little bit of adversity here or still a tad bit of a waiting period. And I feel like you want to simplify your life, Virgo, in some way, shape, or form. There could still be some memories coming up for you to take a look at, for you to feel, for you to heal, for you to own, and to let go of, right? To walk away from even. Now we have the teamwork, making that dream work. So this could be friendships. And I'm hearing that song, I Get By with a Little Help from My Friends. So for some of you, I feel like your friendships are going to be very important at this time. Family bonds are going to be very important. Teamwork, support. You could even be working on a new project. Things are coming together. This is your outcome energy of, bringing things together because you are eliminating toxicity or negative patterns, beliefs, people, whatever it may be. And not that you're just discarding people left and right. Somebody once said that. How can you just discard people? I feel like it is important to surround yourself with inspirational, uplifting people, but at the same time, sometimes it's not realistic to just, shut the door on someone. Maybe you live with an aging parent who's very difficult, or maybe you have a family member who's a narcissist. And I feel if you are able to love from a distance, then safely do so, of course. But sometimes there are bigger lessons, or there are situations that we do feel tethered to or exhausted from. I feel some of you could be in the health field. Okay, with detox here, you could be in the healthcare field. You may work in wellness, nutrition. You could also be bringing something together that's healthier for maybe for others. Okay, you could be working on getting rid of some sort of toxicity, and it may be a group effort. And this may have to do with, sitting down and having a conversation with the people that you work with or your family, or, why is this not working? What is contributing to some sort of loss or some sort of challenge? How can we fix this? I feel like communication is a big factor this month for you as well. And also, because we see that King and the Queen of Swords in reverse, if there's been some sort of miscommunication and you're just not able to get through to someone, regardless of what you've done, it's like you've tried everything. That's where that love from a distance comes in, and maybe even making a new decision to go on a new direction or new path. Now, we do have memories coming in. We have romance, and we also have creativity. So when it comes to your creative endeavors, there could be exhaustion or burnout, and you may have put something on the back burner, maybe some of your own spiritual routines that you really enjoyed. It could be journaling or yoga, meditation, vision boarding, any sort of practice. It doesn't just, we're on a spiritual journey. So, this can be anything, but I feel like you're healing some things here. You're getting rid of or reprioritizing what's working and what's not. And you may even be opening yourself up to some new commitments here with the marriage card or romance card. This is union. It is trust, intimacy, love, passion. If you're looking for love here, which we'll get to the love section of the reading in a moment, but I feel like you've been waiting for quite some time to make a decision. If you've been in a relationship that's been exhausting and maybe full of third-party energy, or, perhaps you may be walking away or abandoning home is what I heard. So maybe this person feels like home. Maybe you actually have a home together. For others of you, if you've been single for quite some time, I feel like there is an end of this waiting game, or feeling like you've put your heart out there, put your heart on the line just to feel disappointed. I feel like there's an ending coming in here for you. And that old way of being, old way of doing things isn't going to work for you. Creative endeavors may have a splash of vitality, a new splash of momentum. And I feel like if you feel like you've been going it alone in some way, shape, or form, I do see that there's going to be new inspirational people coming in for you in the month of July, Virgo. And I also see that July could be an anniversary, or it could bring up some memories. Someone could have crossed over. There may be a celebration of life. I do get with the memories here as well. Some of you may have even been told to share your story, right? Or to write a memoir, or write a blog. This can also be about good times, right? Wanting to create new memories. And for some of you, there's been some old beliefs or old ways of doing things that you're asked to upgrade and look at it from a new mindset here. This is new ideas, it's imagination, it's discovery, it's expression. And I feel when it comes to love, it's like you're taking on a completely different approach than maybe you have in the past. And you're really getting honest with yourself here. You're getting honest about, what you truly want, what you're willing to do to step into the energy of the new here. And also, I feel if you're choosing to stay in this 9 of Wands, I mean, nobody wants to stay in the 9 of Wands, but sometimes we feel forced or we feel stuck in it. I see that you are seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. There is a glimmer of hope here, and I feel like it's leading to massive changes. Now, for some of you, there's been a lot of stress about employment. You may be unemployed, or you may be looking for a new job or a new opportunity. Some of you, you may be resigning or wanting to retire. I do feel like there is, look at the caution tape here. The caution tape is saying, I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out. I don't want to keep doing this. I want to move forward. And I feel like that's what you're deciding to do is, you're being guided to move in a new direction and leave behind the old way of thinking about things, even if the physical piece is still in place. But changing your mindset, changing how you view things is going to be the game changer. And that's really going to bring about a lot of balance into your life here, because we do have the Queen of Swords, an end to a delay showing up here. For some of you, there's a brand new offer coming in. This is a job offer. You're being awarded here something quite beautiful, an end to challenging times. I feel like you've been wanting to get that job, or this could be an offer for a home. This could be a business transaction. You have the sale card. It could be selling something, selling your items. I do feel as well this toxicity may have to do with someone micromanaging, right? King and Queen of Swords in reverse, they are big micromanagers. They can be very in control, my way or the highway. They may it may feel like they don't have a lot of emotions because they are very strategic, very, analytical as well. I also heard critical. So some of you may feel like others are being very critical of your work, and maybe you feel trapped, like you have to stay because you have some sort of debt, or you are feeling like you don't have enough. And maybe that's that abundant mindset that we're looking into. I'm surprised we didn't see the belief system card showing up for you, because I'm getting belief system is significant here. And then lastly, we have insurance. Whenever I see the word insurance, what do we think of? Protection. Now, for some of you, Spirit does want you to know that you are divinely protected as you move towards this new path, this new journey. This is a soul quest, right? Don't ignore the call to do something different here. And I feel like if you want, a more enriching, emotionally fulfilling, and financially fulfilling energy here, it does require you to set base elsewhere, or to leave something behind that may have felt like a comfort zone. When the insurance card shows up, some of you could be insurance agents. You could be looking at new insurance plans, maybe life insurance, car insurance, home insurance, you name it. I feel like you could get a better deal, or you could save some money here with the debt card. But let's dive in. You have the 9 of Wands as your first tarot card out. Remember, 9s are about completions. Don't give up on some sort of a dream here, because you are coming very close to the celebratory energy. And I feel like the last 3 months, there's something here about 3 months. And I see that by Virgo season, that's within the next 3 months, right? You're really manifesting some magical beginnings in your life. You'll be able to celebrate successes of, emotional fulfillment. This could be financial. It could be meeting new friends, meeting new people that are very helpful, very pivotal on your journey. And I also see that if you are on the road to recovery, some sort of health issue or health concern, if you start incorporating the changes now, or if you've already started with this routine or cutting certain things out of your diet, you're going to feel a complete turnaround within the next 3 months is what I'm picking up on. It could even be by the next holiday. Now in July, we have the Independence Day, but I mean, depending on your location, you could have holidays that I'm unaware of, but I feel like there's something around a holiday, communal achievement, a get together. You may feel really good around this time is what I'm getting. All right, we also have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is the shaper of their own destiny. They take charge. They are very active, very passionate, very goal-oriented. And I do feel that typically that's your energy, Virgo. You are someone who is, very driven, very goal-oriented, and you want to travel, see the world, experience the best that of the best. You really want to make a difference. A lot of you are strong humanitarians, but I feel like you've come up against a little bit of a block in some way, shape, or form. And it may have been hard for you to connect with some of your goals, or it may have felt like you needed to, I don't want to say needed to bend, but inflexibility. It's like plans weren't working out, and it may have required you to be more flexible. There's something here about flexibility within the body as well, maybe within the mind, but I see that you're getting back to a place where you are allowing your heart and soul and your mind really to make room for this new path, this new spiritual quest that you are on. So sometimes we overthink to a point of madness, right? We start spinning stories that don't exist. Sometimes we can become so overly emotional that we make emotional decisions that we typically wouldn't make if we felt more balanced. And when one of those pendulums swings too high or too low, it can throw us off kilter, off balance here. But I do feel like you're getting back into this King of Wands energy if you took a little bit of a leave of absence here, and there's more adventure coming in. This is the energy of warmth. This is a strong leader, someone who is a spiritual influencer, someone who, helps be of service in some way, shape, or form to the world, leaving the world a better place than you found it. And I see that there's going to be a lot of headway is what I'm getting, like a lot of growth, a lot of expansion that may come in all at once. Now, for some of you, it may feel like nothing's been happening. You've been sitting, stand still. But what you didn't see during that standstill time is there was a lot happening below the surface within you. And so even though it felt like there wasn't a lot of physical momentum, there was a lot of energetic momentum. And then it may kind of spontaneously combust where everything happens at once, and it really pushes you forward, or even takes your breath away. It just got caught up real quickly there, and it's like I lost my voice for a second. But I feel for some of you, this is something that it does. It could take your breath away. It could be something that, comes in quickly for you. There could be a lot of, resolution that happens here. And you may not even believe it at first because you're thinking, how did I just go from point, B to D so quickly? But it's because you weren't necessarily seeing the external. And I also see with this Eight of Cups, it's like you're abandoning ship here, or you are leaving something behind, but you know that you're going in search of your ninth cup. You're going in search of that wish fulfillment. And it's not even a searching energy. I feel like you don't have to go searching. But what you do have to do, the requirement is to let go of something. And then it's as if it appears by magic, right? It's a very magical, emotional, spiritual energy. But I also see that you're supported as you move forward. Now we also have, let's see, the Hanged Man, as mentioned, the Queen of Swords. Oof. Again, Queen of Swords, when she's in reverse, she's very sharp. Sometimes she cuts with her tongue. Sometimes she can be very cold, very opinionated, very blunt. Or this can be your energy of just feeling a little bit lost. Typically, you're on it. You're very sharp, very intuitive. You have set clear boundaries. But maybe the Hanged Man come in and it's like you lost your edge. Yeah, you lost your edge here if this is you. Some of you are dealing with someone like this, but I feel like you didn't really lose your edge. You just went through a period of maybe hibernation or recovery of some sort or healing. And that's why we have the detox card, to get you back in a place of feeling sharp again, right? Feeling sharp. Some of you, there's something with the mind or the brain fog, or low vitality, some sort of immune or autoimmune. Okay. Or you may have actually felt bedridden, or you weren't able to get up from, maybe you were on crutches or a wheelchair, or you just felt trapped in some way and you didn't know how to move forward with a clear direction. You didn't know how to necessarily communicate your needs or manifest what you wanted here. But I feel like that's all about to change, because the Two of Pentacles is coming in. This is also the energy of something coming back around. It's what goes around comes around with that eight, that infinity symbol. I also feel like you're tapping into a new portal of infinite opportunities here. And you're also staying calm, because I feel like anxiety or learning how to manage your stress levels is important here. Again, high blood pressure, anxiety, panics, heart palpitations, arrhythmia, something of that nature. You're being guided to find ways to bring more balance into your body, into your everyday routines. So Two of Pentacles is also about multitasking and balancing maybe your work life, your play life. It can be balancing, what you eat, your foods as well. I'm also picking up on here, it's staying calm despite what's going on around you. And that's what you're being guided to do with the conflict card and the withdrawing from drama. If you're dealing with someone else's drama and people are trying to suck you into it because maybe you're a mediator in some way, or you feel like you're caught in the middle, I feel like you could be gracefully bowing out. It's important not to get caught up in gossip, not to get caught up in lower vibrational frequencies. Remember, this is a time for you to not step into that energy. So try not to get caught up in other people's stuff, or to amplify energies that maybe don't exist, right? Fears, or maybe even partaking sometimes in an overabundance of substance, or eating too much, because sometimes that Three of Cups, it can be excessiveness. It can feel like one is maybe partying to the extreme, or it can be feeling a little bit left out, feeling like you are on the outside looking in, and your outcome is about managing what you have control over, right? It's about releasing what you cannot control. And I'm getting the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that is what I feel July is about for you, is the wisdom to know the difference. And you are getting to a point where you know the difference here, but you also know your worth. You know that your health is important here, mentally, physically, emotionally. And I do see you taking care of yourself in ways that maybe you've been, again, you checked out on, or you didn't have the energy to take care of, or the financial means, whatever it is, you're walking towards a new spiritual path in the month of July. Look at that. We have celebratory energy. So some of you, there is a celebration coming in, or this is news around the next holiday. after a time of, again, going through a little bit of a rough patch here, Virgo. Maybe you've had to borrow money. This could be very low on cash. For some of you, you were out of work, no work. Maybe you worked in hospice. You worked as a healer. Maybe you worked in, maybe a nursing home, or you worked with death. Some of you, this could be mediumship skills as well, but you've been reinventing yourself again from the inside out, but it did require you to go through a massive stripping down, right? Stripping down, or even a death of the ego, an egoic death here. And I feel like there is good news. Again, steady income coming in for you in matters of wealth, career, finances, and money. This is about accomplishments. It is investing in things that have the opportunity to grow. It's not just investing once and it's a one and done. I feel like this is long-term growth, but I also feel that this has to do with passion, with exciting opportunities. Some of you, this is self-employment. For others of you, you're able to work from home. This may have to do with you working in the art and design field. It could even be retail, beauty, finish work, or making decisions around retirement. Yeah, I'm getting retirement. And also, I do see here, some of you could be gaining a certification, going back to school. We have the frame card here, and this does talk about, maybe putting something in a frame, gaining higher education. I'm getting like higher knowledge. All right, let's look at love. And for those of you that, you did feel very exhausted and micromanaged and very toxic in a work setting, I feel like there's going to be some sort of collaboration here that, you either walk away and you say, I'm in search of something deeper because it's not here. It's not, this is not where it's at. And for others of you, there could even be some sort of conflict resolution. If you were in a partnership and the King and the Queen of Swords was just not seeing eye to eye, this could be the month for maybe some sort of negotiation. Did we have that negotiation card? Well, we do have job offer. So I feel like negotiations could change things up here and get someone out of maybe a limbo or delayed or stuck energy. But for a lot of you, you're going to just walk away is what I see. Let's look at love. What do we have for love, Virgo? We have separation. For those of you that are in separation, you're divorced, or there has been an ending, right? It could have been because someone was really high in their ego. They may have been really buried in the 3D materialism or instant gratification. I'm getting selfishness here as well. But I do feel like if you were dealing with a king or a queen of swords in your love life, someone was very hot-headed, very angry. Maybe it almost feels like they were immune to their emotions, or they weren't able to necessarily feel on a deeper level. Okay. I do get the energy here of, of course, I'm not calling anybody this, but I feel like someone definitely swung the pendulum from like one day they're over here happy and, excited. And then the next day they're volatile and angry. So, that could be a certain personality disorder. Seek a health professional. I'm not here to diagnose anyone, but I do feel like the energy has separated or it is about to, and you're going to find more peace and more balance by doing so. And for others of you, if you're currently in a dynamic or you're wanting love and you've been doing everything on your own and it's been exhausting and you're just ready for a divine partnership, I do feel like there could be a very important, community here where you meet someone through community efforts, community work, but it does require you to maybe, take charge. Step into your destiny here, maybe start that online dating profile or ask, that person at work out or whatever it is that you are being guided to do. Great love is worth taking those steps. And I see you taking the steps with the 8 of Cups. And it says here, you are lovable. You deserve love, Virgo. regardless of what you've gone through, right? I feel like there is a judgment call being made here in a way where you're being asked to open yourself up to a second chance, but it requires you to leave behind something so you can move forward and say yes to this new opportunity. This is about playfulness, okay? To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. There is a heavy emphasis, and no pun intended, around playfulness in the month of July. All across the board, for a lot of signs, I have been getting inner child, fun, a lot of page energy. So to me, that means two things. There could be a heavy emphasis on seriousness on a global level in the month of July, where we are meant to stay curious, to open up, to be playful. But on the other hand, if you've been going through a lot of heavy energies lately, this is a month to travel, to play, to let your hair down, to have fun, to not take life so seriously, and to open up to new connections that make you laugh. This is a time for enthusiasm and laughter and fun and play. So don't be afraid to embrace this energy, because you're really opening up to something new. And it says very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. All right, Virgo, are you in your head or are you in your heart? What is the quality of your self-talk? Remember what I said about belief system? This is probably why, because our brain is like a muscle. And if we condition it daily, the fears and limitations take over. When we're constantly in our head, listening to the computer programming of the conditioning that we've gone through, that's kind of what the brain is like the computer program. Every single thing that is ever, that we've ever put on the computer, it's like it compiles in this system called your brain. And I feel like you are mastering your thoughts, right? Because the limitations and the fears, I feel like they started to take over here in some way, shape, or form. And now King of Wands says, I'm not letting that happen. I'm going to master my thoughts. It's about being the creator of your own life, and where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen. And we talked about this earlier. Remember what we said about being overly emotional or overly, in our heads? It can be a recipe for disaster, or we block our soul from truly shining through. And I feel like you're finding that balance here between the head and the heart, because this is where miracles happen. And you're on the edge here. You're on the verge of something quite beautiful. You feel this. I feel like you know this, Virgo. You're on the precipice of beautiful changes. So it says today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video, do some tapping, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. Write them out. Lastly here, what are you grateful for? Adopt an abundant mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Today's soul action. The universal law of attraction says that we attract into our lives that on which we are focused. So close your eyes for a moment, Virgo. Put your hands on your heart and think of 3 things for which you are grateful for today. Notice the abundance growing within you. Excuse me, Virgo. For those of you that are interested in being part of the free reading giveaway where I draw a winner on the 1st of each month, all you need to do to enter into that is drop 3 things you're grateful for in the comment section below this video. I personally will enter you into that free reading giveaway. Of course, make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss that notification. But last but not least, let's take a look at your archetype, which we have as the ocean. I'm really excited about this one for you because I don't think I've seen the ocean card show up yet. So this is the beginning here of something that you may not have ever come into contact with, or you have never maybe discovered. I mean, the ocean is full of depth, right? And that's exactly what you are walking towards with that Eight of Cups. This is the unconscious. This is the depths, the incomprehensible. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. Excuse me. We cannot live within. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our very attempt to dominate nature. Yet amidst its overwhelming power, it calls to us. It inspires us and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. That's what I was just saying. Yeah, this is something stirring up within you that's huge. The ego must dissolve. We said that earlier. There's something here about an ego death as well. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth, a new being. Life is change. Let the wave crash. When this shows up in the light aspect here, it's all about going deeper than deep. It is big dreams. It's discovery. When it shows up as the dark side, it can be subsumed. It can be drowned, right? We can drown in that energy if we're not careful. It can be polluted. It can be unpredictable. And if you want to go deeper, Virgo, check out Shakespeare's The Tempest or Jericho's The Raft of Medusa. The ocean displays every emotion without shame. To witness its glassy moonlit surface and its unforgiving storms, it is to know the full spectrum of the human experience. Study waves, touch their surface, get in the water. No matter where you live, each drop is part of the whole. The ocean is in every tear. Some of you could be visiting the ocean. Okay, I do see water here in the background a couple of different times, right? But I feel like this is exactly what we said earlier. There is change that you've never seen before. This is depth. This is change within yourself. This is massive transformation on a cellular level. It says here, the saline swells work on your very cells, right? Your fibers, your deepest being, your underlying beliefs. So I feel like it may seem daunting or incomprehensible as it shows up in this energy, but trust that this path, this soul quest, this journey is leading you right towards balance that maybe you haven't seen before, because perhaps you started to get accustomed to unhealthy patterns or unhealthy relationships. There's a level here of toxicity that started to feel comfortable or comforting, even though it was difficult, right? This can be our comfort zone. So perhaps you grew up to a lot of, violence, domestic abuse, or, situations that were very toxic. Even though, of course, no one wants to be consciously, no one's going to ever choose to be in that energy. But when we begin to condition ourselves day in and day out that is our norm, subconsciously, it can be that default mode, right? That comfort zone that we tend to attract moving forward, whether it be relationships, whether it be your self-worth, whether it's patterns that replay out. That is shifting here, because the depth here of the ocean is inconceivable. And I feel like you are going deep within, but you're not alone here. Spirit is helping you. I am getting spiritual and divine guidance. Okay, well, there it is. That's why, look at, because we have here aside from the cards we already talked about below the surface, what you don't quite see, because this is, deep submerged in your energy, we have soul tribe mixed with spiritual toolbox and clarity. There it is. This is your spiritual helpers. It's friendships, family, connections, like-minded individuals. It is your shared journey. And I feel like this is a spiritual quest. I mean, we're all on a spiritual quest, but for some of you, you're really taking what you've learned and working with the universal laws in order to really gain clarity and truth about your direction moving forward. And look at that, more ocean vibes, more water. And I see that there's going to be a path that feels more clear with the clear quartz than it does murky. And some of you have felt a lot of challenges, or you felt like you were swimming in a bunch of muck, right? But I feel like you're coming to a sense of purification. It's like something is being purified within you. It could even be within your body. Major purification happening within you, around you, and a new level of healthiness, a new level of, what it truly means to be in a respectable relationship, or to be in a job where there is reciprocity. And I feel like the show Orange is the New Black. I feel like healthy is the new, is the new orange. Okay, just made that up. But I feel like there is something here healthy that you are shifting into, and that's going to be your new way of life. But it takes you unlearning maybe everything that you've learned here in order to move forward. Some of you may also be reading a book or books by Glennon Doyle. She is the author of Love Warrior, Carry On Warrior, which are some of my personal favorites. And then she has a new book out, I think, is it Untamed? But you may be looking into Glennon Doyle's work, or you may follow her. That is what I have for you, Virgo. If it resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and do drop 3 things you're grateful for in the comment section below. I will enter you into that free reading giveaway. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love.